Hello, Long Branch Public School families. It's becoming certainly very challenging to focus lately with the flurry of media outpour and the information pertaining to the coronavirus. And to our kids, I'm sure you're a little nervous. You're probably even afraid of the news. I know when I was a kid, that was the last thing I wanted to watch was the news. But just remember, most of you have had a cold before, you've had a virus and other illnesses. And with the caring from your parents and adults in your lives and some treatment, you're fine. And this is no different. You're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. Just ask your parents who are with you. And to our parents, I know you're undoubtedly learning about COVID-19 because it is everywhere. And hopefully you're connected to resources like the World Health Organization and the Center for Disease Control and Prevention because they provide routine updates pertaining to prevention and care once you've contracted the virus. It's inevitable, right? There's just a lot of people in our community, and somebody in our school family is going to test positive in the very near future. And that's despite all of our extraordinary efforts to clean, sanitize, and disinfect our schools and buses. Our preventative protocols are in full force, and they've kept us healthy thus far. But the truth is, once our school community is impacted, we do have certain protocols and contingency plans in place. Now, I expect these plans to be fluid because we anticipate learning and adapting as new information is brought forward. The actual notification of a positive case does not come from a school nurse or a local doctor, despite what you've read. Currently, it must be confirmed in a lab. So the lab personnel will actually contact the Board of Health and the CDC. Local officials, such as myself, are then notified that there's a positive test from a public health official. Our local health official has been given unprecedented authority, and that's to close schools. And this is really just a result of our governor issuing a state of emergency and the World Health Organization declaring a global pandemic. Now, in the event of a school closure, we will be placed in a mandatory isolation period for a minimum of 14 consecutive days. And that will prompt us extending our school calendar into late June. Now, this notice can be delivered at any time. It's similar to an emergency closing prompted by inclement weather. You will receive notification through our platforms, whether it be auto dial, email, social media, or our webpage. Now, this unique health-related scenario, it does allow us to be flexible. It allows schools to institute something called Homebound Instruction. And these instructional experiences can be actually counted toward attendance. Thus, if your child attempts to access and complete assignments during this specific isolation period, those days will actually be retroactively counted toward their attendance status. During the days of isolation, we realize there is never going to be a substitute for a great teacher. And it's very difficult to have a substitute for a face-to-face learning experience in the classroom, especially for our earliest learners and for our children with high needs. We're going to utilize this opportunity, though, to provide homebound learning experiences that actually allow us to satisfy the existing school law. Our district website will organize instructional resources for each child. Our homebound instructional plans will attempt to provide students with quality learning experiences, both virtually and through educational materials, which are meant to be an extension of current classroom lessons. These alternate plans will be released once an emergency closing is called. Now, we realize that online learning, it's just really not functional for every child. So, of course, we are creating learning plans that utilize books and novels and journals, exploration activities in the home, and print materials. This may be a great opportunity to take out those old board games and reconnect while putting those digital devices down. During an isolation period, we know there are basic needs that people have, and we will be providing school meals for enrolled students. Now, because we have to have isolation and social distancing, we will set that up through a drive-through service and through drop-off services. The drive-through service, we believe we can handle at the Long Branch Middle School and Bath Avenue in our parking loop where cars can pull up and we can pass off a bagged lunch. And then we also are working on drop-off meals, which can be delivered to very specific locations in our community at specific times. And what we can do is advertise those specific times through our district communication platforms. You know, my parents and my grandparents shared a very similar experience to what we're going through today, but this was many, many decades ago before I was born. They share stories of attending chicken pox parties and other stories of forcing my aunts and uncles into similar rooms in a house when they were sick. It was their way to attempt to control the length of time that their household was impacted by illness. Today, I think we really should take a look at the past, and maybe this will help us ease our minds and help to assure our children that they're going to get through this. And that routine that we once dreaded, we will look forward to getting back to some normalcy real soon. We'll do our best to keep the lines of communication open during any isolation period. As always, I want to thank you for your patience and support.